Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Ask Samira episode in which I will answer your questions. And today I want to talk about an extremely important topic. And I love the question someone on Instagram asked me, and it is whether some people need control in eating or not. And in preparation of this episode, I was thinking, I'm super curious. Let's just put a poll on my Instagram story and see what my followers think. And I was honestly very surprised by seeing that the majority of you, I think like 73%, think that some people need control in eating and that intuitive eating is not for everybody. But I can relate because I've been there myself. But today we will disprove that and unpack that. So let me read the question. Addictions are a real thing, and maybe there are people more prone to loss of control, and so they need control boundaries in order to not become junkies to food, cigarettes, alcohol, and all that. It's like, don't put yourself in a liquor store if you're an alcoholic. Don't you think it's dangerous to just follow your gut? Because some people's gut just feels off. It's genetically prone to addiction. Thanks for your work, but those are real questions I've always had. And thank you so much for asking that question. I love the honesty because, we have to ask questions to get answers and to create change. As I said in the intro, I fully understand you. I've had the exact same mindset for an entire decade. I thought I'm just like that. I can't have sweets in the house. I'm not the person who can just have one and put the rest away. I am different. And I was sold on that. That felt like my truth. And the thing is, why we think like that is because of decades of conditioning. It doesn't even require decades, it can be months or even only a few years. And you think you're different. You think you need control, because those convictions, I want to call it, are based on past struggles, fears, or the addiction logic. At some point, it almost feels like you surrender and you feel powerless and you just accept the reality you don't even like. I didn't like that I didn't feel in control around like cookies or sweets or cake or anything like that, but I've accepted that. I said, well, you're just different, and then I tried to work my way around it, and no one ever told me honestly that it can be and can look completely different, and that I don't have to stress and manage and all that, and just can have a normal life even around cookies, even for me. I just didn't know that. And one thing I see, especially these days on Instagram, on TikTok, so many things are mixed up. And a diet culture is not necessary just people telling you have to lose weight, you have to be thin or something. What I see, even in the health and wellness areas, diet culture sneaks in by selling fat loss tools that are genuine, helpful tools as lifestyle tools. Something like portion control or intermittent fasting or, a fitness pal. Those apps, all those things are helpful tools for an intentional fat loss phase, but not everyday eating method tools, And we will go deeper into this in another episode, but a good metaphor and analogy is the painting brush. Imagine you want to paint your kitchen, and for that you have like a painting brush, and that weekend you paint your kitchen. It's an extremely useful tool. But then the weekend is over, the kitchen paint is finished, and you take that brush within your shower, you take it whilst you're making breakfast, you take it to work. It's a complete stupid tool. You don't need, that tool was extremely helpful for a specific season that weekend when you would paint your kitchen, but not for the week after when the kitchen is finished. And that's how diet tools are getting confused. I don't have anything against portion control, but people are completely confused about what portion control even is, and you do not need portion control. The fact that you feel out of control does not mean that something is broken with you, that you are just different, for you it is just not like for everyone else. You're not broken. The fact you feel out of control means you no longer trust something, a skill that you already have. And that's something I call internal control. Internal control is innate, and that is your hunger and your fullness. And let me explain what I actually mean. When you were a baby, you would scream and you would literally wake your mom and rob her of her sleep to be fed, right? You screamed when you were hungry and you stopped when you were full. Infants eat when hungry and stop when full. That's like instinctive, and that's what we all have in us, but we unlearned that because of society, and especially, as I just mentioned, diet culture. Like diet culture teaches adults to override those tools that we were all born with, and you are no exception. Ask your mom. We all have that in us. It's instinctual, but it's understandable, when you were overriding that, and when from the outside you're fed that what you need is a better portion, is the right timing, is more health hacks and more healthy habits and all that. Obviously, like rules or external boundaries feel like the only logical answer. As I said, I've been there myself for 9 years. Like if the internal control is broken, you try to apply external control and external rules in order to feel safe. So you may ask now, okay, if external rules is not the thing, what is then? And another false solution is if I just told you now, ditch the rules and just listen to your body. Because the thing is, how on earth are you going to do that? If that internal control is broken, what does it even sound like? How does it even work to listen to your body? So ditching the rules and listening to your body is not the first step, but rebuilding trust so that you can even speak the same language as your body, that you can even understand it and follow it and honor its needs, step by step. That is the very first step. And many think, oh, but if I don't have any rules, I eat chocolate 24/7. No, no rules do not mean chaos. No rules means going back to that internal control. You were born with your own fitness pal inside of you, with your own portion control tools, or whatever that is. You have that within you. You were never supposed to demand your body from the outside what, when, and how much to eat. But your body is there to communicate that with you, but you have to learn to listen again. And when you now think, yeah, but I'm no longer a baby, maybe I had that, coming back to the baby example, maybe when I was a baby I had that, but I've been struggling with this for so many years now. I totally blew it. You have that baby skill, that instinctual skill within you, and it never leaves you. It's just buried. I mean, I'm the best example. There were times when I was stealing food from roommates or when I couldn't bear the urges and just gave in. And today I have a complete, normal, healthy, peaceful relationship with food. I can have sweets in the house, former quote unquote trigger foods like hummus and all that would never survive in my kitchen. Now lasts for days or weeks. And not just me, like I'm not any special case. A wonderful one-on-one student I've worked with over the past weeks. She goes on a work trip every year, and for the past years, she would be on her way to that destination on the train, and she would always finish her snacks. She would eat everything she bought for the travel, and she emailed me a few weeks ago, and she said, Samira, I went on that work trip, and for the first time, I didn't touch my snacks because I just didn't feel like it. It's possible for everyone. So, no one needs control when it comes to eating, not even you. As unthinkable as this may seem, you have that internal control within you because you were born with it. Your body is so smart to handle it, but you have to reconnect with it so you can, stay in communication again and build back that trust. I hope that brought in some clarity. In the upcoming episode, we will talk really deep about intuitive eating, why it's not working for you, all the misconceptions, the lies about intuitive eating, and what it truly is. I'm so excited for that episode because I have so much to say. So subscribe to the podcast, come back, and feel free to ask questions. We have every Saturday a Ask Samira episode. The one like this today, it's not that long. I'm going to answer questions. And I would love to hear from you. So you can find the links below to do that. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. God bless. Bye.